Morning, folks. Woo! Hello. What's up, peeps? Happy Thursday. Thirsty Thursday. Hello. What's going on, peeps? Hello. Oh, good morning, everyone. Hello. We have here. Hello. Good morning. Nice. This shit over here. All right. Good morning, everybody. Boy. Hold on one sec. All right. Sorry about that. Let's do this. All right. Welcome, everybody. Happy Thirsty Thursday. Good morning. Good morning. 8 more days, like Nicola Maxwell says. You're right, baby. All right. Good morning, everybody. This is the bus stop live check-in. We've done this every day since October 11th, 2023, when I was arrested right there where history happened at my kid's bus stop by Brian Tully in the State Police Fugitive Unit and John Fanning. And they raided my house and took all my shit. And it's been 2 years and 3 months, basically, with no resolution. It's just dragged on forever. But maybe we see light at the end of the tunnel now, because in 8 days at Suffolk Superior Court in Boston on the big stage, we've outgrown Dedham. We're going to the big city. We're going to Boston, Suffolk County, new judge, new courthouse, same facts. Be there, 2 p.m., Suffolk Superior Court. Motion to recuse specially appointed prosecutor Robert Cosgrove, aka MC Kazi G. He had until 2 days ago to reply to our, with a supplement, because he passed in his opposition to the motion to recuse him at the last minute. Actually, not the last minute. It was like 3 weeks late, and it was like right up before the last hearing we had on December 4th, which was supposed to be the motion to recuse hearing, but it got moved because Kazi G just passes shit in whenever he wants. And so instead we had like a status hearing in which the new judge kind of read us the new rules, in which he said, like, things will be on time here, that we are going to have a trial set December 1st. Like, we went, he was very by the book. And I liked what I saw so far. And we will see if he holds Kazi G to this, MC Kazi G to this deadline thing, because, deadlines are deadlines. And he has not passed it in, and he has not responded to it. So my question is, what's he going to say? What's he going to, like, how do you even respond to this? Everything Bettero put in his reply is backed by case law, facts, evidence, undeniable that he has a conflict. The only reason he's not stepping aside is because the DA's office has told him, you can't step aside because we got no one else. That's the only thing that makes sense. Okay? Now, do I know as a fact? No. But why else is he still doing this? Okay? Why? What are we doing here? What's going on? So, that's the only reason he has not responded yet, I assume, to any of this. And what's he going to say? If the judge is by the book and follows the law, then sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. All right, we're back. But anyway, what was I saying? So yeah, if the judge does this by the book, as we hope he should, as we hope he will, he's going to look at the facts of this case and he's going to say, well, they make a great point. You don't really have any response to this. It appears as if there's a conflict. No big deal. Find someone else. It's like perfectly normal for prosecutors to be conflicted off of a case or to be moved off a case. It's happened in several of my cases. All my cases have like special prosecutors, which I'm the victim, right? Because more often than not, believe it, I'm actually the victim of crimes, not the one committing crimes. I don't commit crimes, but people commit crimes against me like all the time. And so that is what I plan on doing with that. And I don't know. It just seems like there's no reason for him to want to stay on this case. And so the judge isn't going to look at the judge hypothetically doesn't know that there's no one to replace him, right? So for the judge, he's supposed to look at this and be like, yeah, okay, yeah, well, there's a conflict here, so just get someone else in, not knowing that there's no one who else is going to do it. The only reason he's even fighting this is because of that. He didn't even fight the Gattani one, the 2024 indictment. He didn't even fight it. He's fighting this one. Why? Because there's political pressure from him, from the McAlberts. Okay. If we have to go to trial, we will go to jail. Period. But we'll see. Michael Morrissey is not going to be the district attorney for that much longer. At this time next year, Michael Morrissey will not be the DA. Okay. Um, and I can't imagine a new district attorney would even want. Why would they want to continue this? This is part of the old regime. This going after Karen Reed supporters and justice, going after people like that and charging them with witness intimidation. That's part of the old regime. A new reformer is not going to want to do this. This is part of the old regime. Like so. Um, yeah, I just can't imagine why a new DA would want to keep this charade going, you know? So I feel fully confident, man. 8 more days. It's been a while. It's been a while since we've had a hearing. I got to get a haircut. I got to get touched up. Um, got to do that. And, yeah, what else was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. But anyway, um, it's been a while since we've had a hearing because obviously there's been other distractions and it's going to be great. I hope people know that this is the year of the turtle 2026. Great thing. We're going to have an announcement coming soon, by the way. So keep your eyes out for that. Um, this drama of the last 3 or 4 months is going to be just in the past. And the people that are holding on to that, because they have nothing else. They're going to hold on to it with dear life too. They're like, no, we can't give this up. We can't allow things to go back to normal because it's all they have is division, and it's just not going to happen. It's just not going to happen, right? So Like whatever happens, like there's gonna be nothing but good headlines this year for me. I can feel it. I can feel it, man. Why wouldn't there be? Right? We got this motion to recuse, which is rock solid. We got the mega motion to dismiss, which is 88 pages of awesomeness, right? Showing that they lied, shenanigans. If somehow Cosgrove makes it through that gauntlet, then we go to trial and we get all these McAlberts back on the stand and we talk all about it, right? We talk all about why I did my protesting. Ask Lifetime if I'm, I know it's a movie, but that's what happened. Lifetime literally quoted my videos. They watched my videos and they quoted them. It's like, so there you go. Um, what else was I gonna say? Yeah, I was gonna write an article about the foreman, his interview in Boston Magazine, which is really good. But I got distracted with some stuff yesterday. Hopefully that will lead to a resolution soon. And yeah. All right. Anyway, I am pulling in now, so I'll be able to answer some questions momentarily as we do this. All right, we're back. We back. Open sesame. There we go. You better sue these motherfuckers. You know it. You know it. You know we're going to. All right. All right. Give me a minute to just get upstairs and read these comments. Hot. Hot in here. All righty. Who else didn't know there was a Peru, Massachusetts? I knew that. Yeah, on the day I do my, I did the 28 towns in Norfolk County. My good friend Ben Affleck and Matt Damon and Jimmy Fallon they did all 351 towns, but they were cheating. They were cheating. That's the difference between us. And yes, there is a Peru, Mass. When my ex-wife and I in the summer of 2013, hold on. When my ex-wife and I in the summer of 2013, we did this trip. We were both teachers, and this was like, we're gonna have like a baby, so it was like the last time we could fucking do anything like this. Was it the summer we got married? Yeah, I think it was. Yeah. So we went to every city and town in Massachusetts, and we just we had nothing to do. We were just bored. So we went to every city and town in Massachusetts, and we took a picture at the entering sign and like something municipal, like in the center of town, like the police department, fire department, whatever, elementary school, whatever was there. And so we're like, where do you want to start? Where do you want to do our first one? And since I have the mind of like a child, I looked at the map and I'm like, oh, that one right there. Cummington. There's a town called Cummington, not like C-O, like Cummington. I'm like, we got to go to Cummington. Obviously, we're starting in Cummington. But to get to so we went all the way out to Cummington, and we did like 15 towns, I think, on our first trip. But you got to get to Cummington, you got to go through Northampton, Westhampton, Williamsburg, then Goshen, where we went to the Goshen General Store, and then Cummington. And then we kept going past Cummington to, I think, like Worthington and then Peru. So that's how I knew about Peru. There's a town called Peru. There's also a town called Florida. Florida's up. That's where, who's from Florida, Mass? The Dougals are from Florida, Mass. It's right next to North Adams. That's the big city up there. And Rowe and Monroe and Heath and Coleraine. Remember, I had a whole beef with the town of Coleraine in 2016. I own that town. Coleraine is because I did a story on the 20 biggest dumps in Massachusetts, biggest dump towns, and Coleraine made it. And they got the citizens of Coleraine, all 1,500 of them were irate about it. And they got so mad. They're a bunch of hillbillies. And they're like, oh, Turtle. So I had like beef with the whole town of Coleraine. And I went there and I put an I am Turtle Boy sticker right on the entering I am Coleraine sign. We had great times. But anyway, that's that. Okay. What do you got? Let's see what you guys are talking about. Let's good morning, Daddy. Good morning, Daisy. How are you? Of course you chose Covington. Yes, I did, Chelsea. Yes, I did. It's my favorite pastime. You know, how could I not go there? I did see that Juna Perkins went on Note My Objections podcast. A very unserious person who believes that Karen Reed is guilty. So, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. She's going to lose anyway. Adam Deitch is going to win. And that's great. Jimmy Fallon ripped me off the other night. No, I mean, oh yeah, I'm sure they're copying me. I'm sure somehow they knew about it. No, they're not doing that, of course, but it's still kind of funny. I did see that they asked Bradle about my hearing. I did see that on. I can't watch their program, but I do subscribe. Like I do not subscribe. I'm on Twitter, and so I get like people play clips. And that was one of the clips they were playing that I saw this morning of them like asking Bradle, like, what's up with that hearing on the 23rd? And, you know, and by the way, check out the short that we did. We got a new short about the 28 towns of Norfolk County that we posted on the YouTube machine. Go check that out. Coleraine is not a dump. I disagree. We used to call it coal rape. But that's what Brett called it. Yeah. Let's go watch the old Coleraine stuff. But what was I saying? I was just talking about something. He better. I was going somewhere with this before I changed my train of thought. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, he asked him about that. And it was just like, yeah, I mean, if he has an interest in the case, he has an interest in the case. I was invited, like James Jackson messaged me last night. I'll be upfront about it. He messaged me. And he invited me onto their YouTube presentation, and you know, I did not go on. He said, Turtle Boy, why don't you jump on with me on my show or JFK? He's live. And I just wrote back, drama free. And he goes, yes, agreed. And I said, talk about what? Or what do you want to talk about then? If you guys, I don't know what they talk about besides drama. So I don't know what I would talk about on there. But what do you want to talk about? And he says, you really don't know? Come on, man. You said it on your YouTube presentation the other night. Don't know what he's talking about. So I don't respond. Then he sends another message at 10:23. I'm not going to say anything else about you, Turtle Boy, but you know what the problem is. And I said, sorry, what do you want to talk about? And he goes, Aiden, we're live now. You can talk to us anytime. And I said, what do you want to talk about? And he just didn't respond. So that's a no from me. Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. That will not be exactly. I'm not just going on there to. If you have something specific you want to talk about related to my case, if you want to interview me about that, you know, if you want to talk about the Reed case or anything like that, I'll talk about that. But I have no interest in drama. And from my experience with that channel, that is a drama channel. And it has been since September when they were outside the Wilbur Theater at my show asking people, do you think it's like messed up that Karen Reed's on here? You know, kind of feeding into that. And, you know, and then obviously Recording Gate happened and everything. And they're still trying to, like, I did put it on for a little bit. I watched what they were talking about, and it's just the same thing they were talking about 4 months ago. So no, thank you. Not interested in that. Not interested in the playing glare clips and calling him whatever, Mexican Joe, whatever they're saying about him. I don't know. It's just the same thing. I'm like, oh, so this is a repeat of 4 months ago. You know, talking about who owes, do you owe an apology? What about the Recording Gate? No, I'm good. I'm good. You know, if you guys are like serious and you want to have a serious conversation, maybe. But I just right now I can't really trust that you're gonna not try to take my drama-free chip away. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm drama-free, but the internet's not, and there's other accounts out there that will feed into this that will back me. I do not tell them what to do, to be very clear. I hate when people message me and they're like, tell this person to take this post down. Like I got a message like, tell Christy to take this post down or else. Oh God. Oh God. I can't, I don't want to I like to avoid that. Yes, if you message somebody and you're like, hey, take this post down. This is causing problems for me because they're going to take it out of me if you're posting this because they're going to think I'm sending it. I'm just done playing fuck games like that. If you want to come after me for anything, what does that even mean? Do it. Think I care? I'm focused, man. 8 days. Focused. You understand that? I got real big things coming this year, and a lot of people aren't going to be involved in it. Oh, yeah, the Turtle Chat. We should post the Turtle Chat link. Yeah. I always forget to post that. Give me 1 sec. Turtle Chat. Come on. Pin. Oh, it's already pinned. Okay. If you guys, you just did. Thank you, Laura. I appreciate that. If anyone wants their messages read this morning, feel free to click on that, hook it up. We'll read your messages out loud to the class. Do we have any here? What was this one from Jade? Did I read this yesterday? Okay, I already read the one. Cool. All right. So it is pinned. If anyone wants their messages, or you can cash at me at $1. So, Kat, here's the deal. Thank you for the reminder. I'm going to do sex cult tomorrow night. I got plans tonight. I got to do something, drama free. And so I'm just going to move it to Friday. That's the beauty of doing what I do. First of all, I don't love Worcester. I don't. I moved out of Worcester. Okay. I mean, it's where I'm from. It's my roots. But man, I'm very grateful for that. Growing up in Worcester was a fun, interesting experience. That is really a unique experience growing up in Worcester because Worcester's ghetto. It's got a lot of ghetto areas. You know what I mean? And I didn't live in the ghetto or anything like that. But, it's a city. So when you go to the public schools, which my mother really believed in the public schools, she didn't want to do Catholic schools. She was on the school committee too. So it would be a bad look if she sent her kids if the schools were good enough for everybody else, but not for her kids. So of course we went to the public schools and it was free. And so it was just it really was a world-changing experience growing up in the Worcester public schools because they are so diverse, right? And, we saw shit growing up that a lot of kids didn't see in the suburbs, that my kids don't see. For instance, I'm asking my kids, I'm like, has there ever been a fight at your school or anything like that? And they're like, no. They were like, what? A fight in school? It's just out of the question. Out of the question, Holden. There's not going to be a fight in the school, right? In Worcester, in any elementary school, there were fights all the time between the bad kids. Usually there's a magnet school. I went to Tatnick Magnet Elementary School, right? It's on the west side, which is kind of the better part of town. But it was a magnet school, so it would bus kids in from the bad neighborhoods. And they were the kids that would fight. And you're like, oh, interesting. So I never got in a fight in school or anything like that. I'm not getting suspended 10 days at that. I got in mischief in school. You could ask my mother. I got in mischief all the time. I was always getting in-house suspension a lot for mischief. My shit was always mischief. I would never fight in school. That's too far. You know what I mean? I would never bring drugs to school or anything like that. That's too far. And so I'm what was I saying? Yeah. So I wouldn't do any of that shit. But, just growing up and watching it all and I watched things growing up that my kids never saw, will never see. It's just a totally different experience growing up in a city than it is in a town. And I'm kind of glad I had it because it brought me, I also know I want to get out of it. I don't want to stay there, but it also gave me perspective and you meet a lot of interesting people. I met a lot of people growing up from different cultures and shit that my kids don't. For instance, when I was in 4th grade, I had different best friends every year, you know what I mean? But when I was in 4th grade, there's this kid that came over from Vietnam, and he became like my best friend that year for like the next 3 years. His name was Poke. All right. And he's like a Vietnamese refugee. And there's a lot of Asian kids, big Vietnamese community in Worcester, but also like big Puerto Rican community, and Ghanaian community, a lot of people from Ghana. And so, like, I would go to his house because he had Super Nintendo, and my mom would never get that for me. So we would go to his house and we would play, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, although that was on Sega. It was just the fucking best. Mario Kart, I would love to go to Poke's house. Poke lived in the fucking ghetto though. And it was like a rough neighborhood over there. And then I had like other friends that lived over on like Shelby Street, which is near like Belmont Street. And like every time I would hate going over there because like it was just fucking ghetto as shit, But because I'm from the west side, I'm from the nicer part of town. And, but living in the city, you get like interacted with people of different means that I would never meet growing up in Holden. You know what I mean? And so, yeah. Oh, Asians love me. That's why I was in the Asian club. They fucking loved me. The Asians. They thought they would get me to say funny words in Vietnamese all the time because I was like crazy and I would say anything, and then they would laugh about it. They would laugh and like, oh, they could just wind this white kid up and I would just say shit, whatever they wanted me to say. And that's why I was the class clown. Like this is what I was meant to do, is entertain. And I've been this way since day one. But yeah, long story short, growing up in Worcester definitely like taught me perspective. It's not like the worst. It's not Brockton. It's not Lawrence. Like you drive through Lawrence, find a nice neighborhood in Lawrence. You can't do it. Find a nice neighborhood in Central Falls, Rhode Island. You can't do it. Brockton is just a fucking dump. So I did an article in like 2016 on like maybe it was 2015. I forget. I drove around. I used to drive around a lot. And the 20 biggest dumps in Massachusetts that are big, 20 towns that are bigger dumps than Worcester. That was the name of the blog. And number 1 was Lawrence. Number 2 was Chelsea. Chelsea's a fucking sty. That's the worst place in America is Chelsea. I think number 3 was Holyoke. Holyoke fucking is this gem in Western Mass. Pit, absolute pit. Springfield was on there. What else was on there? Brockton, New Bedford, Fall River. Lowell. Lowell's got nicer parts in it, but it's also like just fucking shitty. Boston, like people like if you're not living in the Back Bay, if you're living in like fucking, there's just Boston sucks. Boston's expensive though too. It seems like Boston's got a lot of yuppies, depending on the neighborhood, but it's also got Roxbury's just a fucking piece of shit. Where else? Where else was like really shitty? I'm trying to think. What else made the list? There's some gems in Western Mass too. People don't know about. Howley is a fucking dumpster fire. Coleraine, obviously. Adams is a piece of shit town. Pittsfield. I'd have to go through there's some gems in Western Mass, but they made the top 20. Haverhill's nicer than Worcester. Haverhill's like close. Haverhill's not a nice place, but it's not that bad. It's better than Worcester. I'll give it that. But anyway, what else is going on? Let me read some comments here. Is Karen Reed from Fall River? Yes. I don't know if she like lived in Fall River. I mean, Dighton is in the Fall River adjacent area, but I don't think that's the town she grew up in. She went to Catholic school at Coyle Cassidy, which was in Taunton. It no longer exists. So I'm not sure what town she like lived in. But her dad's definitely from Fall River. Oh, Lynn is the worst place to Mass. Absolutely. Athol made the list. That's for goddamn sure. Dump, Yeah, somebody's like North Adams. North Adams isn't as bad as Adams. Adams is worse. Like I was like, man, this place fucking sucks. Go to Western Mass, like Western Mass. You will see some real poverty, like Irish poverty face galore out there. Like go to fucking Heath or like Monroe, one of those. Like they live in shacks and shit. A lot of people live in. There's a whole trailer park in Charlemont. You gotta drive through. We could have some fun doing that. Like Turtle Boy goes to Western Mass and like explores it. That would be an interesting article. Yeah, Palmer's a shit bum town. Not as bad as Worcester. I didn't make the list of like 20 worst places than Worcester. But easily Lawrence is the worst. Like there's no place in Massachusetts that compares to Lawrence. Lawrence is the worst town. I would say it's the worst in New England, but there's also a place called Central Falls, Rhode Island, which is, if you've ever go to Central Falls one time, it is fucking like 1 square mile long, and it is a cesspool. It is the shittiest place I've ever, like what is this place? It's the smallest place you've ever seen, and it's just fucking gross. The whole thing's gross. I think it borders like Attleboro or one of those towns were in the corner over there. I don't even know. Oh, Fitchburg made the list, obviously. Oh, Southbridge too. How can I forget Southbridge? Southbridge fucking is horrible. Another one is Webster. Although Webster's nice by the lake, it's got some. My sister lives there now, and it's like if you live by the lake, that gigantic fucking lake in Webster, you're okay. Everything else is a piece of shit. I meant to do one. I did the top 5 biggest dumps in Rhode Island too one time. So I drove around Rhode Island, and the 5 biggest dumps in Rhode Island are obviously Central Falls, 1. 2 was Woonsocket, Pitt. 3 was Providence, because Providence has, gentrified nice areas, but mostly Providence is shit. It's much more dangerous than Worcester. 4 was 5 was West Warwick. I remember that. 4 was Pawtucket. Those are the worst 5, I said. Worst 5. But. All right. Anyway, what's going on? What else are people talking about? The lake isn't gigantic. The name is. I know, but it takes up, the lake is pretty big, and it takes up like half the town is the lake. Like Chimichanga, Chicka, Kamba, whatever it's called. The Webster. Everybody calls it Webster Lake. Methuen. Not that bad. Methuen's okay. Everett is, not as bad. Everett's okay, but it's not. It's like Malden, Medford. Those places are like, they're not nice, but they're not bad. Chicopee the same. Chicopee's got nicer areas in it, but it's like, it's not that. It's where was number 3 or 4? Where is the most underrated dump in Massachusetts? You want to be depressed? Go to Ware. Just go to the Ware Walmart. Okay? There's no easy way to get to Ware. It's way out there. You got to jump on Route 9 in Worcester and then drive like 45 minutes to Ware. There's no easy way to get there. Ware, I forgot about Ware. Ware is a piece of shit. Don't go to Ware. Whatever you do. I got to bring this back. I think people are fiending this. There will be a link in the comments after this for the Turtle Boy Hope merch. Oh, nice. People are digging the Hope merch. Nice. Maybe I need to do that again. I wish I had time for that. That's how I used to build an audience. Is like I would just, how can I get the attention of people in other towns and to my article, right? Well, you write about them. And so you'd go across the state and you I write this article about like the 20 biggest dumps in Massachusetts. And it, like everybody in the state wants to read it because they're like, oh, did we make the list? People love lists like that. And, that's the kind of shit that I used to write about. That's how I built up my brand. That's the thing. How did I get to a place where in April of 2023, I could be viewed as a valuable commodity to spread the word about Karen Reed's innocence? Because that, if I had no platform, I would have been useless. I would have just been a guy on Twitter, right, with 100 followers or something like that. What people don't realize is the work that I put in prior to Karen Reed is what made me be able to tell the Karen Reed story the way that I did. See what I'm saying? Without building up an audience first, there's no one to talk to. I had 25,000 followers on Twitter. That's not what I have now, but it's nothing to poo-poo at. And it takes time to build that up. It takes time. And I also lost. I could have had 100,000 followers on Twitter by 2023, but I was banned from Twitter for several years, So that's how I built it up. And just random little things. I remember I gained 8,000 followers in one day in 2022 when Ron DeSantis sent those, still the funniest thing I've ever seen, sent like 50 illegal immigrants on a plane to Martha's Vineyard, and the locals there who are all like, yeah, progressive, blah, blah, blah. We're like, shit, what do we do? Get them out of here. And I was in a Facebook group for like Martha's Vineyard residents, and they were all freaking out about it. And they're like, you have an extra house? Let them live in there. And they were like, what do we do? Get them out of here. It was so funny. I gained I had one tweet. So I went into the group and I started screenshotting what they were saying. It was like a secret group. And so I started tweeting out their live reactions to it. And that tweet, I got retweeted by Ted Cruz that day. I got everybody retweeted me. Like everybody, all the right wingers started retweeting me, and I gained like 8 or 9,000 Twitter followers like in one day from that stunt that Ron DeSantis pulled. Like it was fucking hilarious, right? I still laugh at that. I'm like, bro, were you fucking trolled? He trolled Massachusetts. Like that was kind of funny, but anyway, my liberal followers aren't going to like that, so we'll stay away from that. Welcome, new member. I appreciate that. Update on the Delgado Garcia SBLT. Isn't that his thing? I mean, he was really investigating that one. So, yeah, we any closer to justice for Enrique? Whatever came out of that, besides a whole lot of self promotion. We don't need to go there. We don't need to go there. We don't. He was murdered, right? That's what they want to tell us. Okay, better get on that. Better get on that. I don't have the tape. I never saw the tape. Maybe somebody who did can do something with it. I don't know. All right. Anybody else? Oh, thank you, Nicole. I appreciate that. Enjoy your membership. I'm a liberal, but I can laugh. Exactly, Cyberchick. Exactly. It's funny. You know, it was a funny stunt. Everybody was fine. They're probably living here and doing great things now, but it was funny when it happened. I thought that shit was hilarious. Like that was brilliant. Like, oh, you guys like illegal immigrants? Have 50. Here you go. Send them on a fucking plane and see what they do. All right, let's see if there's any turtle chats. Do we have any? Okay, we got one. We have Cyber Chick in Boston sends $10 and go, let's do a drama-free interview on my new channel to discuss the First Amendment and how to protect the age of journalism. I can do that. Can we wait till after the hearing? Cyber Chick in Boston, maybe we can do that after the hearing sometime on the 23rd. I'd just like to get the hearing out of the way first, and then we'll revisit that. So thank you. And yeah, I'd be happy to go on your YouTube presentation and talk about that. Oh, welcome new member here. Jighead, welcome aboard. Tickets for Sunday's game are $1,150. That's not cheap, but I'm really looking forward, guys, to 3 more days to the Patriots. 3:30 game, or 3:00 game against the Texans. Are you nervous? You should be, because the Texans are no joke. This is not the Texans of old. This is not the Patriots of old. We are favored in this game, but the Texans have won 10 games in a row, and they just beat the fuck out of the Steelers, didn't they? They went into Pittsburgh and just annihilated them. But the Pittsburgh Steelers suck. They suck. They shouldn't even been in the playoffs. The Ravens suck. That whole division sucked. So, you know, their past, you know, is no joke. Draker's got to be on his game. Draker has got to be on his game, and he will be, because he's got it in his blood. He's a winner. He's a winner. I have full faith that we're going to win this game against the Houston Texans tomorrow. I mean Sunday. You lose this game, you're like, oh. I mean, is the season, is it disappointing? Yes. Because you should win. You lose this game, and it's like, well, kind of a bittersweet. We'll be back in. You win this game, you're in the AFC Championship. You're back where you belong. First time since Brady left, 2019. No, he wasn't in the AFC Championship in 2019 because we lost to the Titans that year. 2018. So we're back. It's been 8 years since 7 years, since we've been in the AFC Championship game. That's where we belong. That's where the season used to start in New England. We used to start the season because you knew we were out. We're going to get a bye, then we'll get some divisional round. We'll beat the Texans or whoever the fuck, the Ravens, whoever we're playing. We'll beat them. Then let us know who we're playing in the AFC Championship game. As a Patriots fan, the season began at the AFC Championship game. And, you know, we didn't miss the playoffs like Patrick Mahomes. That never happened to us. We just always made it, you know. The only time Brady ever missed the playoffs was 2002, and that was his second year, and he went 9-7, and that's it. But Matt Castle missed it 1 year, still went 11-5. I don't know, but we'll find out. I'm interested in this game on Saturday. Bills at Broncos. Who do you want? I've been over this before. Either do you want to go to Denver or home against the Bills? Traditionally, you want to be home. If you had to pick between the two, you pick home. But, you know, but Denver is the weaker team. On a neutral field, Buffalo would be favored by 3 or 4.
They're the experienced team. They have Josh Allen. They have the MVP. The Broncos are like us. Second-year quarterback, don't know what to expect. Is this a fluke? Whatever, etc. So it's a matter of people are split on this one. I say you got to go with the home team. Oh, Toy, my favorite chat rat. The music. She's the one that came up with the song, the entry song, the exit song, the sexy Turtle Boy jam that gets people all hot and bothered. But who's going to be in the Super Bowl? Honestly, if I had to pick right now, here's who I think is going to win the games. Okay, this weekend. I think it's going to be Buffalo. I think Buffalo's going to win. I think the NFC. What's the second NFC game? Let's see. The second NFC game is. Let's see. Okay, so the 49ers Seahawks. Yeah, the Seahawks are favored by a touchdown, I think. I think the Seahawks are going to win that. So I think the Seahawks are going to win. I think Buffalo's going to win. I think the Patriots are going to win. And I think the Rams. So I'm picking all the favorites, okay? I think the Rams are going to win that game at Bears. Okay, sorry. You've had a nice little run, Chicago. I think it's over. So then we got Rams at Seahawks. Whew, that's tough. The Rams are the best team in the NFC, but I think the Seahawks are going to win that game. I think they're going to Super Bowl. I think they're going to have in which case I think they're going to have a rematch with the New England Patriots. So I think it's going to be Patriots versus Seahawks in the Super Bowl. That's my prediction right now. We'll see. But anyway, what else are people saying? Chat's on fire today. Do we have home field throughout the playoffs? Only if Denver is eliminated. Only if Denver. If us and Denver both win, then we do not. Now the Patriots, as it would stand, are the favorite to win the AFC. Okay, if you look on Bovada's odds or on FanDuel's odds, wherever you go, and you're like, okay, let's see, futures, AFC. Conferences, okay. New England Patriots are plus 200. So you bet 100. If they win the AFC, you win 200. Denver's plus 250. Buffalo's plus 270. Houston's plus 360. That's pretty close for all of them. Plus 200 to plus 360. Why are the Patriots the favorite? Well, it's simple. The Bills are the favorite to win over the Broncos by 1.5. We're favored by 3. So if both favorites win, it'll be Bills against Patriots. In a hypothetical, because they will give you hypothetical matchups and what the spread would be. In a hypothetical Bills at Patriots game, the Patriots would be favored by 1.5. So if the favorites win every game, the Patriots win the Super Bowl. Now, 1.5 points ain't that big, If the Patriots play the Broncos in the AFC Championship, we are 1.5 point underdogs. So if you're a betting man, you're better off with the Patriots and the Bills, right? So we'll see. Bills at Texans, the Bills would be favored by 1.5. Texans at Broncos, the Broncos would be favored by 1.5. So no matter what, the AFC Championship game is going to be a 1.5 point spread, they say. We'll see. Welcome, new member. So, I'm feeling good, man. I can't wait for Sunday. Cannot wait. Let's go. 3 more days. I miss this shit. Miss it. You got to get there first, Then I'll know this is real because this has all been kind of fluky. This kind of came out of nowhere. This was supposed to be like a project. I would have been happy if we went 9-8 this year. But, oh, good. We're no longer 4-13. That's great. Awesome. 14-3, we cut the line. We just cut the whole fucking line. Is this real? We played shitty teams this year. We didn't beat anyone good. We beat the Bills once. That's about it. At Buffalo, but still. The Bucks turned out to suck. The Bengals turned out to suck. Everybody that we thought might be good turned out to be fucking horrible, right? So we haven't beaten shit. That's the problem. We just beat the Chargers. They're pretty good, but I don't know. But it just doesn't feel real yet. It will, if we win on Sunday, it will start to feel real. That, oh shit, this is not a fluke. This might be championship team. Whew. Now we're talking. Now we're talking. And sorry, Bears fans, Vegas doesn't like you. Vegas doesn't like you. If the Bears are 3.5-point underdogs at home, okay? Sorry, Bob Mata. If the Bears play, they have hypothetical do. If the Bears play the Seahawks in the end, so the Bears Seahawks win, the Bears are going to be 5.5-point underdogs. That's what Vegas has them at. If the Bears and the Niners win, the Bears will be 1.5-point favorites. They would be the home team in that scenario. So those are the only two teams that they could possibly play. So the Bears are the long shot. And so are the Niners. Let's see. What's this? All right. The other Mary B says, I really want to hear you and Ray talk football. Who does Ray like? I assume the Cowboys? I assume so. Sorry, Cowboy fans. I mean, you guys just aren't irrelevant at all or part of the conversation, anything. I don't know. All right. What else is going on? Yeah, it's simple. The whole case should be dismissed for his non-compliance of the orders. Yeah, exactly. Amongst other things. Also, it's bullshit. How about that? Your Honor, this whole case is bullshit. That's true. Patriots are undefeated on the road. That's true. We went 8-0 on the road this year. I think 6-3 at home. It's real, baby. I hope so, baby. I hope so, Linda. Hope you're real too. What else is going on? Question, will your hearing be streamed? I hope so. I'm sure there'll be a Zoom link, but will there be cameras there? It's like the media just kind of stopped covering our shit. They just kind of stopped covering our shit. We'll see if they pick it up again. I don't know. What else is going on? He might be a Houston Texan fan. That'd be interesting. Did Howie boot Crawford? No idea. I have no clue. Well, is that a question, Will, or well? Will he get away with everything he's allowed to get away with? We'll find out if this new judge means, if the truth is the truth, that shit's due on time, then shit's due on time. And he's 2 days late. Now you just can't leave, The Rams aren't good in the cold. I mean, that would be really cool if the Bears won. I want the Bears to win that game. Who do I want to win each game? I would pick Bills. Who do I like if I would just prefer them? I prefer the Bills. I prefer the 49ers. I prefer the Patriots. And I prefer the Bears. So that would be Bears, 49ers. Ooh, I would pick the Bears if I had to pick a team I prefer. And I would pick the Patriots. I would pick a Patriots-Bears Super Bowl. And hopefully it would be very different from the last time the Patriots played the Bears in the Super Bowl, in which we got smoked 46-10, and I was like 4 years old. Yeah, May is only 23. His wife's so cute. My Southern boys, they love getting married young, don't they? You're like, Drake, what are you doing, man? You're the coach of New England Patriots. Again, I don't know him personally. I don't know what he's like. But you got to be like Jeter, If you have all that money and all that fame and you're getting married, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? Just like that is, you will never have an opportunity sexually to do things like you can do it. That like you can do anything. You can have Drake May could have any woman he wants at the same time. But he wants to get married, so good for him. I don't know. If he's built like me, it's not going to last. Maybe he's different. Maybe them Southern boys are just different. I don't know. We'll see. No, but did Howie boot him yet? I have no idea. I mean, it's like I said to him the other day. I'm like, bro, your behavior might be why people aren't coming on your channel. I don't know if he's capable of that sort of self-introspection. And yeah, I did see the questions asked to Kelsey. They were just kind of like awkward. Like, we got you, girl. You okay, girl? Like, what? Okay, it's just kind of weird. But yeah. He filed paperwork late before and the judge accepted it, but there's a new judge in town. And he said that shit's due, it's due. Maybe DePietro will be at your court date. Seems unlikely, Chelsea. Seems unlikely. I said the same thing, paranoia. Yeah, paranoia. She says the Rams are not good in the cold. They've always been a turf team. We'll find. He played the bulk of his career in Detroit. They're in a dome. They're a dome team. He's always been a good weather guy. He doesn't play in the cold. And how do you do in Detroit, by the way? As most people do in Detroit, I guess. Texans Seahawks, the Druid says. We'll see. Seattle's taking the NFC. I mean, we'll see. They got Sam Darnold, but they have a fuck of a defense there, and that's a tough place to play, Seattle. So that's a huge home field advantage they have there. We'll see. If Baby Clay could pick 5 teams that could talk, that sounds like a rotten mango question. I don't know. Turtle Boy sex call party. I mean, I'll be going to a real party for that. But I don't know. I don't want to because I'm at not all my friends my real life friends want to be. One of them's like a state trooper, so it's like they don't want to be on Turtle Boy. You know what I mean? They're like, if I'm filming, they're like, can we just watch the game? You know what I mean? Not everything has to be BLT with the camera around. We getting this on film? Not everything has to be on film. Sometimes you can just watch a football game. I might do a halftime rah-rah speech if the Patriots are in it. That's what I usually do. But that's about it. Yeah, he doesn't ask questions. I mean, filming is one thing, but you want to be a reporter, ask questions. That's what you got to do. That's what I like doing. All right. What else are people saying? Is that true? I have no idea if that's true. Just to be perfectly clear, I have not been following. I don't follow Mike Crawford, but it's weird that he's on there. It's always been weird because he's a liberal, and it's you've seen the things he said about Donald Trump, which you're entitled to believe, but it's bro, Howie's audience fucking loves Trump. It just seems how is that? What? Yeah, and it's it is what it is. It's all off my coattails. Everybody knows that, but we don't need to go there. That's drama. We don't need to go there. Everybody knows that. Stop it. All right, what else are people saying? Yeah, Jess asks questions when she shows up, That's what's cool about Jess. She asks questions. She asks good questions too. So does Mike Bryant from Justice Served. The YouTubers ask the best questions. So, how did he get the job in the first place? Well, he became friendly with Grace Curley, who does the daytime show, kind of through me. I mean, Grace Curley used to have me on. That's how she got into the case early on. And everybody in her social circle talking about this case is the first thing they talk about is Turtle Boy. And so eventually she needed somebody to come on and talk about it. And I would do the Howie show. I did the big show, And so they need somebody else. And so she'd have Crawford on. That was what she could get. And, then she got pregnant and he kind of started filling in there. So he was her pregnancy fill-in. Maternity leave Mike, as they call him. Mikey maternity leave. Yeah, Charlie McKenna from Mass Live, very good reporter, very underrated. Does his job quietly, not flashy. He's at all of my court hearings. Mass Live actually does probably the best job covering my case. And Brad Petroshan from the Worcester Telegram Gazette does a good job too. But other than that, the rest of the media Ted Daniel used to cover my shit, but it's I think they've gotten their marching orders. We're not interested in that anymore, because it's boring. Nothing ever happens in my shit besides Cosgrove talking about why shit isn't in on time and blah, 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 and taint teams. It's just so stupid. Okay. What else we got going on? Do we have any more turtle chats here? It's linked at the top if you want your question read. We have Justin sends $5, goes, Turtle Boy Karen Reconnections. I was born in Fall River and went to school at Dighton Rehoboth, and I went to UMass Amherst also. I lived in Southwest Coolidge Tower from 96 to 98. Well, yeah, I lived in Coolidge Tower myself, 15th floor corner room 1502. And I lived there for 1 year in 2000 and 2001. And I didn't like it. I didn't like living in the towers. Then I moved to a low rise my second year for half a year, and I pledged a fraternity, and then I moved into the frat. Why did I pledge a frat? Because I'm not a frat guy. So why did I join the frat? Simple. I didn't have a car. All my friends had a car, and junior year, everybody moves off campus, and I'm not taking the fucking bus. So the frat I joined is right in the middle of campus. It's called Phi Sigma Kappa, and it's like right in the middle of campus. And so I moved there for the location. But I'm not like a frat guy. It was like not a good frat. Like it was like we did things bootleg. Like frats are organized and have like leadership and shit like that. We were like just a party house. That's all we were. And like, let's make money on throw parties, have a good time. That's all I cared about. I didn't care about the brotherhood or anything like that. I wasn't big and like frats are kind of corny. I just wanted the location and the parties. That's all I wanted. That's why I joined a frat. Because like at UMass, it's mostly freshman girls that go to frat parties. Like you outgrow that, then you start going to bars and shit, and you become too cool for it. Not me. I was like Matthew McConaughey. Like in college, I would get older. They would keep staying the same age, freshman, and because first of all, you're 20 years old, 21 years old. What the fuck do you care? It's a great time. But anyway, no, it was not an Asian frat. Did I see Jess's show last night? I started watching it, but I don't know if I've got to the funny part yet. But I'll have to watch it. Obviously, that's must-see TV when Jimmy goes on. Jimmy's got a whole album coming out right now. It looks like he's like releasing new songs every day. No comment on those, drama-free. I have no comment, but Jimmy's so funny, His songs are the best. Like for anything he does. Like he's so funny. Like when you hear his voice on there, my chick bad. Like it's just been in my head forever. And even though I have nothing against Jason Broyles, and I've told him this, I'm like, the song he wrote about Broyles, and I told Broyles this is fucking funny. You have to appreciate that. Broyles. Victim advocacy. It was just stuck in my head. And you have to be able to laugh at yourself, okay? You can roast anyone. So like I told Broyles that I have nothing against him at all. He's been good to me. But it's funny. Funny's funny. Period. And so like all this shit going on, like if you look back in it, and some of these messages have been shared where I'm like, Jimmy annoys me. That's what I said like a year ago around this time. I'm like, Jimmy, and I was just starting to get to know him. And I don't know, what annoyed me? He was in the middle of the war with the Aussies. And I don't care about any of that shit. It was like between the two trials, there was just so much drama wars. And Jimmy was involved in it. And I'm like, anybody who gets involved in this, I have no interest in. And I would just block. So I blocked him. Then he came up to me. He's good friends with the woman in Holden because he grew up in this town, right? And he's good friends with a woman in Holden whose kids go to school with my kids. And there was some school event. They're real close. And so there was some school event at my kids' elementary school, and I'm there. And then Jimmy walks in, and he walks right by me. And he goes, "Can't block me in real life." And I'm like, okay, that's pretty funny. And then I unblocked him. And I liked him after that. I didn't dislike him before, but I was just annoyed by the Aussie wars. And so like I'm like, I just didn't want to see it on my feed, And I blocked Broyles too. I told him that. I'm like, I don't want anyone that's participating in these online feuds. It's not my thing. Drama, I'm here for the case. But he's funny. Like all that shit aside, he's funny. He provides a service. He's talented. And so for me, he was the perfect co-host for the Wilbur, Imagine it was Sue O'Connell instead of him. That's who they initially wanted first. Because they knew Sue from the news. And I'm like, yeah, but it'll be so much better with this other guy, It would have been a completely different show with Sue. Anyway, what else are people saying? Any other comments? Turtle chats? Yeah, we got Bill Thibodeau. Woo! Sends $100. Good morning to Turtle Boy. Thank you, Bill. Appreciate it. And he says, keep fighting the good fight. There is only one reason they haven't dropped this bullshit. They are trying to bleed you. Here's something to help fight these pieces of shit. Fuck you, Cosgrove. Yes, Bill. That is exactly what they're trying to do. They're trying to do the same thing they did to Karen Reed. bleed me dry because I got world-class attorneys and they don't work for a world-class discount. And I get, there's a lot of, when I win this case, you don't get that money back, baby. I don't know what I would do without the donos and the generosity of people. I've raised over $300,000. I don't have that, without you guys. What the fuck would I do? They were saying no one should have fundraisers for Kelsey a few weeks ago. Interesting. I don't know anything about that. But either way, wait, JFK supports me? They're up at her hearing and then showed up at her hearing with the phone interface saying JFK supports. Oh, I missed that. I don't follow the drama. I don't know anything about that. Don't care. I did when James Jackson messaged me last night. I'm like, and wanted me to come on. I'm like, well, have they changed? Have they adopted drama-free lifestyle? Because I only do drama-free lifestyle. And obviously, I can't really trust those guys. Because it's a trap. And I tuned in, and I watched it for a bit, and they're talking about the same thing. He owes Karen an apology, but okay, she's never going to take him back. How do you know I don't talk to Karen Reed? How do you know that? Do you know that? Because I know things. Okay? And like I said before, her and I have insane amounts of history that none of these other people do. So we'll see. What else are people saying? Yeah, so long story short, they are, as Bill said, that is their plan. So any and all donations are graciously appreciated, okay? They go to a very good cause, the Mark Betterow Fund, okay? And he's worth every penny, as we see. Don't you want to see, you are investing in a situation where you can watch Mark Betterow cross-examine Jennifer McCabe or Krusty, because Krusty will take the stand in our trial, more than likely. I don't see why she wouldn't be a witness. She's got some questions to answer for. Good. You want to make Krusty Panties part of your investigation? Okay. You sign up for the whole thing. You get the whole Krusty experience and everything she's done before this. It's all coming up because she's a liar. More than just a liar, she is a forgerer. She forged federal court documents. That's what she does. Oh, JFK's here. What's up? You do what? I don't know what you do. But again, I watched his YouTube presentation last night, and it was like the same thing they were talking about 4 months ago. And I'm like, yeah, I have no interest in this. I want to talk about shit that matters. If he wants to have me on to talk about shit that matters, I'd consider it. But I'm not doing drama. I'm not doing it. And you're right, I do need to do another fundraiser. So we maybe we'll set this up for a couple weeks. I got to get some people lined up for it, Although I kind of liked the no celebrity last thing that I did. The last fundraiser that I had, I didn't have any big shots on my fundraiser. I didn't have any law tubers or anything like that. And I liked it that way. It was vintage. It was like having Dina and Erica on there, and like MAGA Barbie was on there, and it was great. It just felt more like it was like authentic, and I like that. And we raised $26,000 in 3 hours. I think we raised more than that. See, this is the thing. Apologize, James. That will not see if that's where we're at. There will be no apologies. So we can talk about things that matter, or we can talk about drama. That's it. There will be no apologies. Okay. Because I'm not sorry. I'm not going to give you a fake apology for something I'm not sorry for. Okay. We were both caught up in online drama in September and October, and I fed into it, and it was good for business for you because you got record amounts of people watching you. Like 2,000, you don't have 2,000. You have a couple hundred people watching now. I got 2,300 people watching my Bus Stop Live right now. You don't get numbers like this ever. So me going on a YouTube show like that is a gift to them. Okay. So if I'm going to do that, we're going to talk about what I want to talk about. We're not talking about drama because that's what they feed off of. That is the only way the channels like that can get, people to listen because they did their Eddie, what is his name? Eddie Jones, Eddie, whatever his name is. Big Eddie. They did their whole thing on him. 300 people watching, 400 people watching. When you're used to 1,500 people watching, and then you go to 300, you're like, fuck, you get addicted to the views and you want to bring people back. See, I don't have to talk about drama to get views. I could come up here and sing the goddamn alphabet and people are going to watch it. Okay. That's the Turtle Boy factor. That's what separates me from them, right? I could talk about anything on here. People will watch. I'm here. I say the 28 towns in Massachusetts, in Norfolk County. Okay. I came out here earlier. I'm talking about growing up in Worcester. People just want to listen to me talk. Okay. That's it. I could have gone on the stage of the Wilbur and, like I said, sang the alphabet. People would have fucking gone nuts. Doesn't matter. I could have gone out there and said anything and the crowd would have gone wild. Period. That's the difference. And so, especially consider like me going on a show like that is a gift to them. So if that's going to happen, it's going to be on my terms because it's a gift to them. I don't need to go on their show for views. Sing the ABCs. I will not be doing that right now. I will not be doing that. But that's it. But if JFK wants to have, get back to where we were and have a serious discussion about the case, my case in particular, we could do that. I'm always down for talking about my case. I'm not down for apologize to this person because I'm not sorry at all. At all. Right? That's what you want to talk about. I don't want to talk about that. Right? Because we both said shit in September and October. Things got messy. It was war. It was war. It was drama war. It was all out drama warfare. And not like violent war or anything like that, but drama warfare. And when you're in drama warfare, you say shit, period. And you cannot apologize for anything you said in drama warfare because it was drama warfare. Like after an actual war and one side surrenders, there's no apology. No, it was war. That's what happens in war. People say shit. That's it. I'm sorry for nothing. So there's that, But what I want to talk about is what actually matters. So there's that. All right, next. What else are people saying? If anyone else wants their messages read, link is at the top for Turtle Chat. Dramageddon. I like that. So Jay, this is Jay. I think I wrote an article about Jay, and I didn't write it actually. North Shore Turtle Babe wrote it, and she roasted him pretty good in 2017. You'd have to go read it. Just Google him on there, and it's 2 articles she wrote about him. I didn't write those articles, Jay. Just to be very clear about that. A woman by the name of North Shore Turtle Babe did. She was actually at the Wilbur, and so she wrote about that, and people are like, you wouldn't say that to my face. Yeah, bro. What are we fucking 14? Like, what are we doing? Say it to my face. Nah, I think I'll just say it on the internet. But I will say it to people's faces. I don't care. You act like I'm like not the kind of show up person. Like I'm not scared. What are you gonna do? Beat me up? Kick my ass? Okay, do it. Yeah, I can't. I don't have the key to the U-Haul. The storage facility. I don't have the combination for the lock for that, so it would be impossible for me to do. Wouldn't that be between James and Turtle Boy personally? Yeah, exactly. That's like, but I'm not sorry. So, I don't want to talk about it. There's nothing to say. So if you want to talk about that, go ahead. I ain't talking about that. I have nothing to say. War is war, and don't act like you guys didn't do some low shit. War is war. I don't want an apology from you. War is war. It is what it is. Yes, exactly. Half hammer. And I've given him a sound, but nobody will watch it, so it doesn't really matter. Yeah, this is a first string show over here. This is a first string show. It is what it is. Let's see. We got a Cash App here. We might have a couple. Let's see. First up, we have Callie sends $10 and goes, "Did you join DA Drama Anonymous?" I did. I am in Drama Anonymous. I'm like over a month free now. It feels great. I'm so clean. Thank you. Andrea sends $10 and goes, "Have a wonderful day." Am I a month free? I will let Andrea have a wonderful day. You too as well. Yeah. Bruins game tonight is a must attend. Who are they playing? I don't even know. NHL standings. Bruins are better than that we thought we'd be. Wow. They're 26-19-2. I didn't know they were that good. Okay, they've won 4 games in a row. God damn. I mean, the Bruins have no names besides Pasta. They're a bunch of no-namers. Their division is very close, huh? They're in 5th. So they're just out of the playoffs there. That's interesting. No, they're actually in. They're in the playoffs right now because they're ahead of, they would be the last team. They would be the 8th seed right now. So I don't know. I asked for your help and you bashed me and my family about your corruption. So I didn't write the article, Jay. North Shore Turtle Babe did. And she made an evaluation of you based on your behavior. Like a lot of people send us tips and like, you should write about this story. And it's always like, yo, this is happening. Yo, it's fucked up, whatever. And so when you send us a tip and we look into it and we determine that, oh, wait, actually, it looks like you're the problem. And that's the evaluation that she got by looking into your online behavior. And so she wrote an article about that. So that backfired. Yeah. So the mere fact that Jay Brillon wrote to us in 2017, we're talking 9 years ago now, he wrote to us looking to write an article. That shows relevance, by the way. That shows that like he knew that my brand was important 9 years ago, but way before Karen Reed. Because why else would he contact us and like want to expose someone? He wanted to I forget who he wanted to expose, but she looked into it and she's like, actually, you seem like the problem. And I recently spoke to her about that and she forgot about it. She didn't even know who you were. It wasn't like one that like stood out or anything like that. You obviously remember it because it's up there forever, but I trust her judgment, you know? Blah, 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 blah. Bye. You know, drama. No thanks. Not today, Satan. Not today, Satan. Have I fixed any appliances lately? No, I might tonight, though. We'll see. I hope so. Need some fixing. You know, because remember, I'm moving Sex Cult to Friday. All right. This is like cheer season, so the weekends are like no good for me at all, you know. Cheer season's intense. They're going to like Foxwoods. Gonna be gone all weekend. I don't need this turtle boy. It was in 17. It was in 17. That's correct. Get your facts right. You spell facts wrong. It's FAX. That's what the Ratchets used to call it. Hopefully we'll have an announcement on this soon. Lynn's World. Thank you. Yeah, this is desperation for content, you know. This is like just desperation for content. No, not going to happen, sir. Sorry. Good luck with your endeavors, though. If you ever want to talk about things that actually matter, give me a call. You got my number, you know. Until then, you know, I can only feed you guys attention and relevance for so long. And I did you that favor for a month and a half there. I fed you relevance and you're thirsty for more, which is why, you know, nobody's watching your show. So you're in my chat looking for that. And it's just, sorry, man. Fool me once. Shame on me. Shame on you, rather. Fool me twice. Shame on me, as they say. Not going to happen. All right. What else are people saying? Charles Jersey's being retired tonight. Okay. See, Tully needs more time for the civil case. I did not see that. Civil case will be going on for years, as Alan Jackson said in his interview. I mean, that was a tough L for the haters out there. Like, he's irrelevant. Alan Jackson singing my praises the other day was a tough one to swallow, I'm sure. So give him I got a month this weekend. Thank you, Laura, for updating me on that. Appreciate that. What else are people saying? Stop with the threats. Exactly. There'll be no threats here. Stop it. We love the Baker. The Baker had the funniest fucking rant the other day. I saved it on my phone. Do I have it here? I gotta find this. He had the funniest rant. Can I play this? Just defend. Like, he's the best. I love the Baker. He's so funny.
Is always connected to Aiden. Isn't it funny? Aiden doesn't even check his own butt plug pictures that he gets sent on Facebook. How many alt accounts do you think he has running around? That he sits there and shit on them. I saw the pictures from his birthday. Upgrade. Let's just all agree on that. Upgrade. He ain't missing anything. And if he has Crazy Amy as an ace in the hole, if he likes that, you know. Upgrade. So I'm pretty sure he doesn't waste time crying at night over not hitting the starfish once a month.
He's so funny. The way he writes, upgrade, you know, he's the funniest motherfucker. So that was a great clip that was sent to me the other day. Okay. Damn, it's 9:47. Holy shit. Been doing this over an hour. Holy fuck. How'd this happen? All right. I got to go get started with my day in a minute. Would love to see you on Rotten Mango and Kelly Ripa. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen, you know. I haven't listened to the Kelly Ripa Kara Reed interview. Is it out yet? Obviously, I did the whole, yeah, don't block. We don't need to block JFK. You know, he's more than welcome to come on here and say whatever he wants, kind of show his true colors. You know, I encourage it. We do enjoy a TB rant from time to time. People love it. Yeah, I must have missed when he was like, yeah, bro, but the JFK show, you know, they did the whole waterfall thing. So missed that part. You know, I was talking about me a lot. Oh, he's going to love it, Lord. It's like, but that's fine. He can have my scraps, have a little content. I'm a very generous guy, you know, being at the top of the totem pole here, the top of the food chain in this whole circuit. You got to feed the poor, you know, you got to feed the poor. You can't hog it all. You got to give them a little content. Well, here's, I'll mention you for a couple minutes there. Here you go. Have some content. You get a couple hours out of that. You'll be good. Come back for daddy. Come back to daddy when you need some more content. Just whenever you want. I'll give you a fill. I'll give you a little bit, you know. You got to be generous when you're drama free. You got to be generous. All right. What else are people saying? Baker is the balls. He is. Love my Baker. I just laughed out loud at that. He's like, did you see his birthday party? Upgrade, he says. Oh man, the Baker, we love him. He's so funny. That's who stupid crazy Amy he's talking about. That's what he calls stupid April is. Oh, I get it now. Okay. Gotcha. I didn't realize that. I'm like, who the fuck is crazy Amy? Like, what? Who's Amy? I don't know. Is that? I did not realize. Okay, now I get it. I didn't realize. I'm like, who the fuck is crazy Amy? Why does he call her that? I don't need butt plugs. You know, I'm good. I'll fix the fridge on my own. Just gotta shake it, man. It's all I gotta do is shake that shit. Yeah, I am turning into daytime daddy. How'd that start? But, you know, it is what it is. Yeah, apparently that's what he means by that. He means stupid April. Yeah, I mean, upgrades everywhere. You know, sometimes you got to upgrade. More than just physical attractiveness, though. It's like, you know, personality and coolness and niceness and genuineness. Is that a word? Genuosity. You know, I don't want anyone who's into this world too much, you know? I like to talk to somebody at the end of the day who doesn't know any of this shit's going on. And I just don't want to talk to them about this, because once that becomes a regular part of your conversation, it's like, well, then whatever, you know, it is what it is. And I don't want to do that. There's so much more that defines me. Yeah, and like look at the success people like Jimmy, Jess are having. And Jess does drama for a living, basically. But she's built a little ecosystem there of bunnies or whatever. And you know, she's got a little niche. That's something. And she does it every day. And I don't know what she's getting paid for it or whatever, but if this is her full-time job now, but she's got to be getting close, you know? And she's a journalist too, you know? She made her bones during the Karen Reed trial by being in the courtroom and giving you guys whatever. Oh, you're so sad. I never hated Karen Reed. I never hated her. People this is what they want. They want you to hate her. I never hated Karen Reed. Are you kidding me? I had criticisms because that's what human beings do, sir. You know? But other than that, we got history, bro. You don't have, you know? Sorry. How do you know I don't talk to Karen Reed? How do you know that? Is she returning your calls? I don't know. We'll find out. But, you know, I hope you guys raise a lot of money for her tomorrow night. I do. I support that 1,000%. It's up to $45,000 for her defense fund. So that's great. That's great. You know, well, let's get that up to 50. Let's do it. Let's work together, man. Let's work together. Because without Karen Reed's, like Alan said, it could drag on for years and a lot of depositions. That shit costs money. That shit is good for me too. You know, I want them to depose Jennifer McCabe before my trial. I want that costs money though. Depositions cost money. They're hours, probably maybe a couple days with Jennifer McCabe for a depo. You know, and then you got to pay for the transcripts, which cost a lot of fucking money. But it's to my benefit for them to let's get this ball rolling. You know, we want those depots coming out. We want to see what these people have to say. It can only be good for us. Karen Reed and I work in concert. We're rowing in the same direction. You know, but you don't got a boat. That's the problem with you. You're not. We're both on boats. We're going in the right direction. The boats might crash sometimes, and you know, talk shit about the other boat. Your boat sucks. You know, your boat sucks. But we both got boats. Some of us do. Some of us don't. Yeah, I mean, Jess is great. We love her. Jimmy's great too. Jimmy's so talented. Nurse Kim's great. The Glare is great. Because he's so positive, you know? He's just such a positive guy. I love his content. I don't care what people say. It's my guy right there. Anybody? All right, what are we at? We're at 9:54. We're almost done. I thought with Rotten Mango's sub count, her defense fund would have skyrocketed. I thought the same thing, but it really didn't, you know? Like I think she pinned it in her, and that must be over 1 million views by now, right? And I think she said she posted it in her comments, but the defense fund has not gone up as it should. So, you know, maybe I'll do a fundraiser for Karen Reed. I mean, I got my own bills to pay right now, and that's got to be the focus for me at least, you know? But I'm not against raising some ends for Karen Reed, you know? Hooking it up, etc. Only 3,000? That's all it went up? Yeah, it is kind of odd. But, you know, maybe she needs to push it harder. All right, sorry, I'm just catching up on the chat here. See if there's any turtle chats. Man, it's almost 10. I got to get started, you guys, with my day. Yeah, I'm an alone guy. I'm a lone wolf. That's what my show doesn't really do. It's not conducive for guests. But, you know, I got that first AJ interview. Let's not forget that. 43,000 live viewers. Nobody will forget it. Nobody will forget that. That happened. You know, and by the way, that does not happen without the blessing of Karen Reed. Alan Jackson is not coming on my show if she doesn't okay that, by the way. Which I did appreciate. I did appreciate Karen doing that. You know, she wasn't doing Karen. I mean, think of it. She did throw me a bone with that. You know, she wasn't going to do any interviews at the time. What's the next best thing she could do? Urge Alan Jackson to come on my show, you know? All right. What else are people saying? Final prediction, 24-17 Pats. That's my prediction. Sorry, Jesus Christ. Yeah, the numbers don't lie. You know, we're actually under 165. We got to get back up there. So make sure you smash that subscribe button if you haven't already. If you did a fundraiser for Karen Reed, I guarantee you would triple what it's not a competition. It's not like that for me. I just want to help her out. That's all. Just want to help pay Alan's plane ticket fees, you know. Alan, I don't think he flies coach. You know, I love Nick Rocco, actually. I texted Nick Rocco yesterday. We had a really lovely conversation. Our kids actually do cheer together. You know, they're good people. They do a lot of positive stuff for Karen Reed. And they don't want anything in return. That's what's cool about the Roccos is that everything they've done has been for noble purposes. They don't expect anything in return. And Karen obviously trusts Nick very much so, to the point where, I mean, they're almost like partners, it seems, you know. She mentioned him a few times, like on the fundraiser. They left at the same time. So, you know, I had a message with him yesterday and he's like, yeah, I'm not into the drama stuff. I'm like, good, neither am I. Because like they were trying to tag him. Somebody was sharing screenshots of where I was like critical of Nick Rocco from like May of 2024 in a conversation with who shall not be named. And so those screenshots are being shared and like he's being tagged in it. And so I'm like, so I messaged him. I'm like, hey man, those are like really old, you know, when we weren't getting along. He's like, I don't care. I'm not into the drama. Good, me neither. Cool. So Nick Rocco and I are just fine, you know. Sorry, man. It's just not going to happen. I know you guys want this. Oh, and then Nick Rocco hates him. Karen, I know you want that. But it's just not the case, you know. And what else are people saying? Anyway. Sorry, and let me just catch up with the chat. All right. Anyway, I guess that's about it. Unless anyone else has any turtle chats they want to. I don't see any there. All right, we're good. Yeah, the one where I'm like making out with Nick Rocco. That's a caught up in the emotion. I'm like, yes, we fucking did it. You know, I was so happy. You know. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go get started with my day because it's 10 o'clock. But we will see you guys all soon. I love all you fine people. All right, go eat your turkey and meth. And have a wonderful, wonderful Thursday. Peace to you, bum creeps. Outie.
Top down, riding down Main. It's a clear night, screens glowing blue. Got the facts in my headlights. Commonwealth tripping, but the truth stay calm. Morrissey and Lally, I'ma read them like Psalms. KP throwing shade from a broke down porch, but the files in my lap like a flame to a torch. I don't raise my voice, I just let the game speak. Steady with the grind while the crooked run weak. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks. They can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just ride a slow grind. gas slow, every word cut clean like the rims on the 6-4. From Boston to Brockton, the whispers all hum. Turtle boys riding in the reckoning gon' come. Lally in the back room, Morrissey on the phone, trying to twist the narrative, but they can't postpone. I'm just sipping on the facts while the city play pretend. True, got no curfew, I'ma run it to the end. See, this ain't about fame, this about that long game. You can duck, you can weave, but the truth still call your name. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town see. No mask on my face, no fear in my lane. I'ma shine that light on the ones bringing shame. From the courtrooms down to the city blocks, they can't hide from the truth, cause the truth don't stop. We just riding slow, glide. We just riding slow, gliding, paper stacking in the breeze. Turn the system up, let the whole town